What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video, what I'm going to be sharing with you is 4 exercises that are going to help you to build bigger arms at home. These exercises are going to be broken up into 2 bicep exercises and 2 tricep exercises. I'm going to alternate between 1 tricep, 1 bicep, just to give the opposite muscle group a break while the other is working. But this routine is very simple. It requires you to have 0 equipment at all. The only thing that you're going to need for this, other than some floor space, is some simple household items. And I know all of you guys have access to furniture, you have access to broomsticks, you have access to floor space, so there should be no excuses to why you can't do this workout routine right here. So could I ask you guys to do me one quick favor before we dive into this video and smash that subscribe button, and also drop a thumbs up along the way if you enjoyed this video and if you enjoy this content. But before I jump into this today, I think it's time to hit that intro.
Every corner twice as bright, they'll be my treasures forever. When I can't hold you tight, I'll see the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights, the Stockholm lights.
So the first exercise in this workout is called the diamond push-up. This one is going to target the triceps, and as you may know, the closer grip is going to emphasize the triceps. It's going to transfer a lot of the tension away from the chest and onto the triceps instead. So this is a very simple exercise. The way that you get into form for this is you assume a regular push-up position, but the only difference being is you're going to put your hands together in sort of a diamond position. Whether or not they're touching at the fingertips is up to you. Just whatever feels comfortable. You can have them slightly away from each other. That feels a little bit better for you, but it's all going to do the same thing. Just having a closer grip is going to emphasize the triceps a lot more. And this is really going to give a really strong tricep burn if you really try to take this for a higher number of reps. So when you do this, try to lock out at the elbows all the way at the top and feel the tricep contract. Hold that for a second and then lower down very slowly. Then try to come down as low as you possibly can. If you can touch your chest all the way to the ground, that would be ideal, but it's not necessary. Then once you get to the bottom, try to explode upwards, going back to that locked out position at the top. This is just a great exercise, and I would recommend, as I said before, try to do as many of these as you can per set. And I'll talk a little bit more about the programming later on in the video, but for now, we're going to move on to our bicep exercise. So we're hitting the second exercise in this workout, and this one is called the reverse grip push-up. This one right here is meant to try to emphasize the biceps. Because of that reverse grip that you're holding here, it's going to kind of put the biceps in a more ideal position to be transferred the tension onto. So the way that you're going to really set up for this is try to rotate your hands as far backwards as is comfortable. You probably won't be able to go all the way backwards because that's going to be really difficult to do this exercise in. You might not be able to go all the way down with this, but if you're able to rotate your hands so that it is mostly facing outward. So if you imagine a line like this that is perpendicular to your body, when your fingertips are bent, they should be beyond 180 degrees, and they should be definitely beyond that line. Just try to get them as far as you can, because the farther you get, the more emphasis is going to be placed on that bicep. So you're going to just go into a normal push-up position other than the hand grip. You're going to try to go down as far as possible. And definitely think you'll feel a difference with this one. You'll definitely feel more of a contraction in the bicep throughout this entire exercise, and it's just one of the best ones that you can really do for biceps without having any equipment, without having a chin-up bar or any dumbbells. This is the closest thing you can really get to doing any type of a bicep curl. So our second exercise for the triceps is called the tricep push-up. And this one, what you're going to do to get into form for this is you're going to lay down with your normal push-up position, but the only difference is you're going to have your hands and your forearms flat on the ground with your elbows bent at about 90 degrees to even beyond 90 degrees, depending on where your hand placement is. So you should place your hands at least forehead level. If not, they should be beyond that. If the farther out they get, the better the contraction is going to be for the triceps. So you're just going to have to kind of see what's the most comfortable for you when you're doing this. But when you do this, try to clock out at the elbows again. Once you get to the top of the exercise, it's going to really help to activate the triceps a lot more. And then especially if you pause at this position, it's going to help to take that contraction even farther. Then try to lower slowly and controlled on the way down and come all the way back down to starting position, with your forearms completely touching the ground again at a complete stop. Coming back from this complete stop, it's going to be a lot better for your triceps to take activation and really take control of this exercise. It's going to put them at a really ideal position to be taking a lot of the force of this. So it's really similar to that diamond push-up where it's going to have a great contraction for the triceps, and it's also somewhat similar to something like a tricep push-down that you'd be doing at a gym. It's kind of a similar position, and you're really going to feel that once you start getting into the high reps with this exercise. The last exercise of the day is going to be targeting our biceps, and this one is called the reverse grip inverted row. The one that you see me doing right here, I'm just using a rack and an Olympic bar, but you don't need any of this equipment to get this exercise done. Like I said, if you've got some simple household items such as a couple chairs and a broomstick, then you'll be able to do this exercise just as well. Just be sure that the broomstick that you're using as well as the chairs are very stable. Make sure they're not going to fall over in any way. Make sure that the broomstick can handle your entire weight on it as you're doing this exercise. But make sure that you're being safe when you're doing this. Try to, if you can, put the chairs over carpet so they're less likely to slip. And also try to position them as close together as you can while still maintaining the balance and maintaining enough space in between the chairs in order to support yourself. But your form for this is going to just be kind of like the same as a chin-up. So you're just going to grab the bar at about shoulder width to slightly inwards from shoulder width to activate the biceps. And you're going to try to keep the rest of your body as straight as you can. Try to keep it completely straight, and just the only point of contact with the floor should be your heels. So when you come up, try to bring the bar as close to your chest as you can. If you can make it touch, then that's great, but if you can't at the same time, it's also good enough, because still at that top position you'll be able to contract your bicep completely, and you'll still get a very good contraction at this point. It's very similar to a chin-up, but I'd say it is slightly easier. And if you really want to take this to the next level, you can put some books in a backpack or put any way to get some resistance and just tie it like either around a backpack or just put a strap around your shoulder. Some way to add resistance to this, and you can really progress this a lot. Now, I'd say this is one of the best exercises that you could do for biceps with the limited equipment, as well as that push-up variation I showed you earlier in the video. But with all of these exercises, I definitely feel like you can increase some arm size while at home with having zero gym equipment available. So as far as programming goes with these exercises, they're very simple and they're very low impact exercises, so you could do this every day or every other day even if you wanted to do this. And since you're not using any weights, your muscles are not going to be damaged, or they're not going to be worked to the same degree as they would in the gym. So this can be done at a higher frequency than a gym routine could be done. So you could definitely try to take those results to the next level knowing that. And as for the programming, I would say try to get a designated number of sets per exercise. Say 3 to 4 seems like a good area to start with. And before you try to go into your sets, try to determine the maximum amount of reps per set that you can do per exercise. So whatever that number is, try to carry that out through each set. Like say you can do 10 reps of the diamond grip push-up right now. Try to do 3 sets of 10 reps, so that means by the end of your 3rd set you should be very close, if not already, to failure. And at this point, I think that this is going to really help to add that progression and to help take those exercises and keep building upon them this way, just as long as you're taking every single exercise to failure. But keep in mind that you don't want to take every set to failure. Just be sure to take the last set to failure, however many sets that you plan on doing. If you take the prior sets up until the last set of the exercise to failure, you're going to have less energy as you continue through the sets, so I'd not recommend that. I'd recommend taking the sets that you're doing leading up until the final set, up until about 1 to 2 reps away from failure, and then taking that last and final set all the way through to failure, and even beyond if you're willing to do a little bit of cheating reps, which is also something that I would recommend that you do if you're looking to really progress this. The main goal that you're going to be trying to do with these is just try to take every single exercise to failure with allowing enough set time between rests and between exercises in order to fully recover and come back strong the next set. So when you're doing this, just try to remember to keep your form correct and always feel that muscle working. Don't just try to go through each set mindlessly, because then at that point the muscles are probably not going to be working that you're targeting. Larger muscle groups like the chest and the back are going to try to take over, especially on push-ups and on that inverted row as well. So you're definitely going to want to try to minimize their involvement with this by keeping your form as slow and controlled and as perfect as you can really reasonably get it to be. So as you try to do this exercises over time, the point at which you fail is going to continually increase. So at some point, you're going to have a lot more reps in your tank between a complete rest and failure than you had in the beginning. And this is definitely going to help you a lot. This is what you're going to have to rely on to get that element of progressive overload here at home without having the ability to increase weights. So the only thing that you're really able to do here is increase reps. And the best way to be doing that is to continually go to failure and try to continue to push that limit even farther and farther as often as you really can. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I appreciate you. If you do me a favor, subscribe to this channel if you're interested in seeing more content like this, and also dropping a thumbs up. I release brand new videos just like this one every Wednesday and every Sunday, and you don't want to miss any of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had fun with this video. I hope you go and give this exercise a try. If you do, please be sure to let me know how it goes, and if you have any questions, also don't hesitate to let me know down in the comments section. But until next time, stay fit, stay hungry. I'll catch every last one of you guys in my next video. Take care, everyone. Peace.
Vibration on my soul, it sends me to the peak.